Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, and this video is to celebrate my 6-year channelversary. It's crazy that I've been doing this stuff on YouTube for 6 years, and it's still fun. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to all the stuff that will be going on, and I've liked the stuff that we've been doing so far. So, let's see. I have kind of expanded out to sometimes including like video game reviews because sometimes they like demand it, like Guardians of the Galaxy. I really loved that one, and I was able to put out a review and be like, hey, yeah, I really like this game. They did a really good job, and it also kind of like influenced with like since they did the Marvel Avengers, and that was like oof. And this one was really well done, and also that is coming to Xbox Game Pass. So if you got that on like Xbox or PC or whatnot, I would definitely recommend to check it out if you're into single player, linear story driven games. Otherwise, if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, you're good with just being like, I'll go do whatever else. And then seeing like some other ones like the Devil May Cry series and kind of going through that, going through my thoughts. Fatal Frame, Maiden in Blackwater. So I liked kind of like having those in the rotation, and it might not be like every game or every kind of big game, but sometimes there'll be games that'll be like, okay, this is either really kind of good, really kind of bad, or I've just got some interesting thoughts on it. Sometimes there'll be certain games that I'm like, yeah, I'm not one way or another, so it's just like, I could potentially do that kind of stuff with certain Final Fantasy ones, talking about what I like and dislike and which ones that I've done, because I have also gone through that stuff, those certain kind of games, and those would be an interesting kind of one to kind of talk about series-wise as well. But we've also got comic books, and we're, of course, shaking those up a little bit because there's some ones that like are really bringing me into, but mainly just Marvel kind of stuff. Not that I got anything against DC or anything like that. It's just how many there are and all the different kind of things to go with. But I'm definitely looking forward to all the different kind of arcs with the comic books and everything that they've been going recently, and the new ones that they're definitely going for. Definitely looking into and forward to seeing what they're going to be doing with Strange, with Clea as Sorcerer Supreme, and what's going to be going on with Spider-Man as well. So, and then of course the usual kind of stuff with Iron Man, Cap, Thor, all that kind of stuff, and the Fantastic Four. Let's see here. Show-wise, all of the main kind of stuff that has been pretty much catching my attention has usually been kind of locked into streaming ones. And granted, this is starting to kind of get into a field effect of the same kind of thing of what I was bringing up with like the comic books. There's going to be a lot of them, and sometimes I'm just not going to be able to like go for certain ones or go for certain subscriptions because it's like, yeah, that doesn't really have that much content that really kind of grabs me or really is going to be able to have a different kind of content set that I can like go through and be like, hey, here's some kind of shows here, here's some here. I mean, I'm going to look into some more stuff on Amazon Prime, and I have to watch out for them because everybody's like, hey, guess what, we're going to just increase prices. Alright, I don't mind, but there has to be value with the increase of price or a valid reason for that. Now, granted, that thing gets into like certain economic stuff, which, yes, I've got a degree in business, so that's usually my kind of forte and everything, but that could be something to kind of look into in analyzing business decisions and stuff. That's sometimes kind of fun because I did do a marketing case study on Microsoft's review of the Xbox One and how that was like, hey, guess what? Tank Punch. Whoa! That's like, yeah. And seeing them kind of like work up and actually kind of do kind of a lot of the things that I would have recommended for their company was kind of an interesting kind of thing. But back to the streaming stuff. I'm going to look into what's kind of going on with certain ones, which ones kind of catch my attention, and that might mean sometimes I'll get into a really good season. I'll be like, hey, okay, I'm really into this show, and sometimes it'll be like, like I wasn't that well enthused with The Boys' second season. Now, I might watch it or potentially discuss stuff about the third season, but I'm not quite sure if it warrants kind of like a review or whatnot. I might look into the diabolical thing and kind of see how that animation thing goes, and see what kind of stories and everything they do with that, because that's going to be popping off this week. So I'm like, okay, cool. And also another one popping off this week on HBO Max, because that just comes with the cable package, is a Taika Waititi kind of show. He's, of course, for like Thor Ragnarok and all that kind of stuff, but also What We Do in the Shadows. He's doing a pirate show on HBO Max that will be premiering this week and doing like the first 3 episodes. So I'm kind of going to look into that, see how that kind of works out, and figure out what kind of things are going on with that. I did see the trailer, and I would recommend kind of at least looking into it to see if you're into that kind of thing. If you're into Taika Waititi's humor, I would definitely recommend it, just to be like, okay, let's kind of see how this works out. I saw it and it's like, hey, it's this kind of aristocratic kind of dude who's like, you know what, I'm going to be a pirate. And then falls in with like Blackbeard and all that kind of stuff, and these weird, crazy shenanigans that can ensue. And I've loved What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show. And hey, speaking of, that's like pretty much one of the only ones that is TV wise for me that I am like, yes, I'm always excited for that one. So I can't wait to see what they do in the next season for that. And I think even though everything going on with the pandemic and all that has like shuffled things around, having that shifted to an actual Halloween kind of time frame actually works in the show's kind of favor, because I'm like, hey, yeah, we got it during ghouly times and everything, and it's like, yeah, it's got vampires and shit. You'd want it that way. Now, granted, I do understand that it's like, hey, we usually don't have like a March kind of show, so that's kind of why they put it out like that. Let's see here. Netflix. I kind of had a backlog because there was a lot of stuff with Disney that kind of would be like going out in certain kind of times, so I'm kind of like balancing back and forth. Like, freaking the last year end with like everything popping off at once, it was like, okay, let's kind of see how this goes. So I would please ask them to not do that. Granted, I understand that they don't listen to the whims of some weird dude on YouTube that's like back in the corner. I mean, yes, thank you for over 100 subs. That's cool. That's awesome. I'm glad, and I hope that you enjoy the content here and come back and everything. And I always love having the discussions that I always have in like the comments and everything about all different kinds of things, because I've learned stuff, I've seen different perspectives and everything, and it's just really kind of cool. So yeah, that's cool. But it was just nuts to have everything be like, guess what, everybody? We're going to be putting everything at the end. Wheel of Time. Ah, shit. The Expanse. Ah, shit. Hawkeye. Ah, shit. Book of Boba Fett. Ah, shit. It's just like, I need a little bit of spacing, man. Like, I don't mind a couple shows going on at once. So it's just like, hey, guess what? Yeah? Here's all the content. I'm like, thank you, but I need more space. So things that will be coming on, well, we got HBO Max's stuff. Disney, we will of course have Moon Knight coming at the end of the month. I am definitely looking forward to that and to seeing how they do that interesting kind of character and what kind of ramifications that'll have for the MCU and how MCU TV shows are going. I also heard the information that they will be putting on the Netflix shows on Disney Plus and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if it's really definitely becoming the Marvel kind of package. And the thing is, the Marvel shows were off to kind of a rocky start, in my opinion, when we were kind of going and doing everything like that. But they have been increasingly getting better throughout each kind of successive show that's been going through. So I just hope that Moon Knight kind of continues that. We're also going to be getting the She-Hulk one at some point this year, I believe. I don't know. They were like, here are all these shows coming. It's like, all right. And granted, if you don't have any kind of release date, I'm cool with that. Just understanding where shows will be slotting, that just if you're getting it and it's gonna be at that time and you're able to like, yeah, this is when it's coming out, that's cool. All right. And if you don't have that, I'm fine with it. The thing is, just at least give updates every once in a while. I'm like, so that one, Miss Marvel will be doing some stuff. Anything else? I don't know if we're technically getting Mando because we essentially got some kind of mini Mando stuff with Book of Boba Fett, so I don't know how that's kind of working and shaking out. We'll kind of have to see what's going on there. Netflix will potentially have some interesting kind of stuff every once in a while. There's definitely, that's mainly my anime kind of place where I usually kind of go for any kind of stuff, but I am open to seeing any kind of other stuff. So if you've got anything or any suggestions, please just bring them in the comments. I will try and do my best to listen to suggestions and see what I can kind of do and see how I can kind of work it out and everything. I'm always open to that kind of stuff. Any kind of like suggestions for the channel, always. So yeah, there just be sometimes on certain streaming services I don't either know, or you found something that's pretty fucking cool and just like, hey, try this out at some point or what. I'm like, all right, I'll see how this kind of goes. Let's see. So that's kind of the TV realm. We've done the video games, comic books, movies. Looking forward to certain stuff. Of course, we've got Batman coming out this week. Morbius, I don't know. Like, I have not been that well. I have not really liked what's been going on with the Venom stuff. So, not saying that, like, this movie's going to be crap, but I just don't have a good feeling about it, and I'm just kind of like, on it. Not that it, you know what I mean? I just don't have a strong desire to see it. But I am definitely looking forward to, like, Doctor Strange and all the rest of the kind of Marvel movies and seeing what's kind of going on with them with Phase 4. And, let's see. Those are the main ones that I'm thinking of, because mostly some movies are coming out on certain streaming services, some aren't, and some of them I'm just weighing of if I want to go and see them or kind of wait for them to pop up on one of the kind of subscription services that I've got to kind of see. So maybe at some point I might get a recommendation or see a movie that I'd be interested in, but I don't see it right away, but instead might like watch it on something else and then kind of review it later or whatnot. Like Free Guy. I was like, okay, that just recently popped up on HBO or whatnot, so I'm definitely going to watch that and review that at some point, because I was kind of interested to see kind of how that kind of worked out. I like Ryan Reynolds, and normally I'm usually entertained by his movies. Let's see here. There's that. Of course, we got video gaming news that'll be popping off with like E3 and all that. Well, I say that. There's whatever is going to kind of like take the place of E3, or just have, of course, video game news popping off and everything like that, and understanding what's going on with Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and any other kind of myriads of things that are going on, like Valve and the Steam Deck and everything. Let's see. Yeah, like sometimes there'll be certain kind of things, like a certain kind of crazy thing that I might get an idea for some kind of like video, but mainly it would just be like a discussion kind of thing rather than going full kind of, hey, I'm now a news channel. Nah, I like to get into kind of like the nuts and the bolts and like review certain things and just see kind of what goes on, analyze and kind of discuss and talk with people about what goes on with it. The reviewing aspect is the important kind of thing for me and the most fun kind of thing for me. So yeah, I could like go in and dissect certain kind of things, maybe business style wise, to see what's kind of going on. So that's why that kind of aspect on certain kind of things would kind of be kind of fun for me. Definitely with what goes on with like E3 and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really been the kind of cool thing that's been going on as I've been doing this channel for this long, of just reviewing things, talking about things, understanding what my critical analysis for certain things are and why I like things, why I don't like things, and also talking to people to see why they might like things that I don't, or vice versa, or not like things that I like, and just seeing where that kind of works out and everything. So, yeah, it's crazy that I've been doing this for 6 years, but I do like what I've been doing and just what I've been learning about and growing with this whole kind of crazy thing. Has a lot of crazy things going on within entertainment and everything, and it's just kind of cool to get other perspectives and understand more about all these things that we like enjoy, and like these stories and everything, and what they mean, and how different kind of forms do different kind of things. Because we got your TV shows, we got your video games, we got your comic books, we got your books. Books. Yes, I've also introduced book ones as well. Now, granted, I will have some more of those kind of as well, because I do like to read as well. Granted, the thing is, certain books will be like just like a long kind of thing, and figuring out how to kind of balance out certain things of watching, reading, and doing all that. But I will have books that pop up every now and then for reviews, because those are an interesting kind of thing to do to review as well, because it's a little bit different than a comic book review, a little bit different than a TV or movie review. So I do like adding kind of that into it and having that kind of perspective as well. Yeah. Hit the major stuff on that. Yeah, there aren't any kind of like major books that I'm like, yes, this will be launching and I will read it and then kind of review it. Normally I like paperback books. Now granted, I usually collect hardback books with certain series that I really like. But usually that means I gotta wait like sometimes a year or two for a paperback book to come out. I get it. I understand sales stuff are involved. It just annoys me that I've got to like dodge certain spoilers, but that's the choice that I make, and I'm comfortable with doing that. So if you see a book, it's like, hey, yeah, that's pretty cool. If it just recently came out, I'll be like, I'll definitely look into that when it's in paperback. So I'm sorry, but I will definitely check it out with certain kind of things. It's just, I think it's pretty much just from my school days of how I would have books around for me for downtimes when I was like doing stuff in classes or whatnot, and I'm just like, I like paperbacks. And that's usually what I've been doing. Huh. But, yeah, those are the kind of big things to kind of look forward to within TV, video games, movies, all that different kind of stuff. And if you've got any suggestions of things to review, things to try out, things to do them in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions and everything. Yeah. So, thanks for being with me, and of course commenting and doing everything, and I'm looking forward to another fun year with this stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.